Welcome to the channel. As you probably already figured out, we're across the road on the other 6 acres I've mentioned before, and the last couple days I've been down here working on limbing up the branches along this bluff here that overlooks the creek. All the branches for these trees were all the way down to the ground. Couldn't really see through or underneath them, and so I've been limbing them and basically carrying the limbs out and clearing it out. And this is the same area where we've taken out some dead trees. I found another dead tree over here that I'm going to try to take out today. So that's what the video is about. I debated quite a bit whether to bring the tractor down here or whether to bring the side-by-side down here. The issue being the tractor has a lot more capabilities with regard to pulling and certain types of hauling and clearing, and the side-by-side has great carrying access to be able to move equipment, saws, and all the stuff I need. So ultimately I landed on the side-by-side, bringing it down here, doing the more limbing that I need to do, maybe take that tree down, and then see what I can get as far as firewood and work done in the side-by-side. And if I need to, I can run back up and grab the tractor. It's not that far. It's probably a quarter mile or less, so it's not really that big a deal. Main thing is getting all the tools that I potentially could need down here to get the job done. So that's what I landed on doing. So that's what we're going to do today, is do some more limbing in here. There's actually a big bluff right past these trees that drops down and overlooks the creek, and I'm going to take you back there and have you take a little peek at it, give you a little tour. I was shocked to actually see that you could see the creek. You can see the road down there, so that's kind of cool. And ultimately, I don't know what the end game is, but maybe a campsite down here, or who knows. But this is also an area, like I said before, where we do some target practice and different things. So just being able to walk the land and having visibility is a good thing, and hopefully it'll help reduce fire risks. So thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoy. All right, so this is one of the patches of trees that I limbed up, and I'm going to go a little bit higher. That's why I brought the pole saw today. That way I can get the tractor under here for doing some brush hogging and just clearing brush with the trash forks and so on. But yeah, this is all basically blackberries once you get the branches off the ground. So I'm going to take them up a little bit higher, and then I'll be able to get the tractor in here. Pretty significant bluff or drop off over here, and be patient with me as I traipse through the blackberries. Anyway, pretty cool drop off right here, top of this bluff, and you can see the creek down there and the road just past it. And then the coastal highway that runs past our area is just beyond that. That's the road noise that you hear. Some good sized oak trees down here, and obviously some fir and cedar. But yeah, just happy to see this view up here, and looking forward to clearing it out a little bit better so we can walk through here. Let's get to work. All right, did I mention this is not a how-to video? You can see the other end of my Stihl pole saw is up there with part of the chain locked on a few fibers of the wood of that branch. So if I had the tractor here, it'd be no problem getting up there, but I'm gonna have to figure something out. So the dangers or the risks of cutting limbs above your head. So we'll see if we can get that down. Victory. All right, so I'm not going to blame Stihl for this scenario where my saw came loose up in the tree. I just sharpened this blade, and it could be tighter. Also, I'm sure the connection where I put it in, I probably didn't crank down on it quite enough, but see if we can get her back together. Goes. Guess I should have loosened it first, but yeah, it wasn't that tight. So we're back in business. I'm gonna grab a few more off of this tree excuse me, a few more off of this tree, and then move over to there. You can see how the sun is fighting to get through here, and there's several little trees that just are reaching out to the sun, trying to get some glimmer of sunshine. So I think this will really help, and we'll go from there. Whew. You guys as tired as I am? Probably not. Much more fun to watch than to do sometimes, but I got a pretty good sweat out there. Whew. Time for a little break and some water. I think, you know, the folks that spend some time outdoors, and even maybe the folks that just walk through areas like this, can appreciate kind of what I'm going for. You can see that, I mean, the sunlight just was not here a couple days ago, and it's coming through, and the trees are almost speaking out like, hey, thank you. So it was pretty awesome seeing the transformation. I have to look at the video because when you're under the tree, you don't see a whole lot except sawdust and limbs coming at you. All right, guys, so I just realized putting all the equipment in the back of the side-by-side, I didn't bring anything to drag this dead tree out of here, but I think I'm still gonna cut it down because I promised you the debut, or did I? Anyway, I got a new saw yesterday, so I want to try it out, and this is the tree that I chose to do it on, and I'm gonna show it to you. It doesn't have any like recent growth on it like from last year. It looks like it's totally dead, and it was actually a sister tree to the other dead tree that was down in here that I took out. So I'm gonna cut it down, and then I'll probably have to go back, get the tractor and some towing gear. All right, so I'm gonna have to find a spot to set you guys, and we're pretty close to the tree right now. This is it right here, and I'll have to set you back a little bit so you can see, but this is the new baby. Check it out, pretty happy. I haven't even fired it up yet, but they fired up at the shop. So Pallet River Rigging, I purchased it yesterday, so like I said, I'm pretty excited. The old 026, it's a good saw, still works. Kind of have to baby it a little bit, but it's always good to have a backup plan just besides a chain. So I pulled the trigger on this one. They vouch for it. I trust them. So I wish every day was new saw day. But anyway, I'm gonna find a spot to set the camera and see if we can't get after this. I know that probably was an awesome view. It's so congested in here with brush, it's hard to find a good spot. But cut like butter, it was awesome. So I'll take you up close, we'll limit a little bit. I'll have to go back and get the tractor. All right, so I'm not gonna get any bragging rights for my cut, but I don't claim to be an expert. I'm not giving advice and I'm not telling you how to do this. I'm just, a hobby farmer or something like that. Anyway, we got it down. At least it went where I wanted it to go, which probably wasn't much of an option since it looked like it was kind of leaning or mostly weighted that way. But it'll be perfect for the channel that's directly behind the camera to be able to pull it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and limit up a little bit, and then we'll pack up and go get the tractor.